nephew, niece, Dr. Yusuf Sabri. It's that time. It's that time for freshman orientation. It's that time, almost that time to move into the dorms. Everybody all my nephews and nieces who attend four-year institutions, good luck, and I wish you the best. Just make sure that degree counts, because you don't want to have to owe all that money and you can't get any money working a real job. Because you're going to be spending about 170, 180, 190, 200, 210 if you don't have a scholarship. So you want to make that degree work for you, whatever degree that is. Or you can go to community college, spend about 11,000, 12,000, and get 60 credits knocked out, and then transfer to that four-year institution. So you be cutting that 180 down to about 80, 90, that 200 down to about 90 just by attending community college. So it's something to consider. It's something to think about. And if you got to pay all that back, it's really something to think about. So make sure that we evaluate all our options, we consider all our options, we research all our options, and we make a smart decision. Because you don't want to have to pay $200,000 back and you can't get a job. So make sure that you evaluate everything that you have to before you step into that arena. Because once you start, you don't want to build up all that debt and then change your mind. Nephew, niece, Dr. Yusuf Sabri. So here we have 4 teenagers between the ages of 16 and 19, 2 male, 2 female, hanging out outside. You know, it's warm outside, hanging out, and all of them end up getting shot. So to put a little detail on it, here's the video.
Around 10 p.m., we received a call for service for a person shot.
Hours after Detroit police were dispatched to this West Side shooting scene, detectives are still in the dark. They have several questions surrounding the reasoning behind the late-night ruckus, in which neighbors off camera said more than a dozen shots were fired. This dark-colored Chevy Cruze now a pivotal part of the investigation, as well as the teen victims. Were told police first thought there were only 2 of them.
They were conveyed to the hospital by medics. Then later on, we were made aware that 2 other individuals showed up at another hospital wounded. So we have a total of 4 people injured at this time.
Nephew, niece, I'm not saying don't be outside, but be mindful while you outside. Because it can be a variety of reasons things like this happen. But to prevent things like this from happening, you know, take the party to the backyard or go inside the house. But I don't want you to feel that it's not okay to be outside in the front, but you know where you are, and you know it could potentially happen. So you gotta be aware and you gotta be on point at all times. Nephew, niece, Dr. Yusuf Sabri, got another video for you, just to give you a little number and data on what kind of weekend we had.
About 24 people shot here in the city of Detroit. 4 of those were fatal, several others in critical condition. It has to be one of the more violent weekends so far this year. And when you think about it, it's not even summer quite yet when we historically see those gun crimes spike. First, just take a look at these numbers. They speak to the violence last weekend in the city of Detroit. Sunday alone, 13 people were shot, 3 of them killed, bringing the tough to swallow total to 24 people shot from Friday to Sunday.
Nephew, niece, if we're not making better decisions, if we're not staying away from distractions, if we're not focused on separating ourselves and putting ourselves in positive positions, and align ourselves with positive people, and we're not staying focused, we can easily become one of these 24 that got wounded, or one of the 4 who were fatally shot. Easily. So use this as a reminder, and there will be more, but it's something we just have to work on. Nephew, niece, Dr. Yusuf Sabri. It's not cool to be dumb. It's not cool to be dumb. It's not cool to be dumb. You need to be informed. You need to get that knowledge. You need to be educated on whatever you're trying to do. We all want to be successful. We all want to see greatness. But what are we doing to get there? Are we researching? Are we reading? Are we asking the right questions? Are we putting ourselves in position to win? You can't just sit there and be cool with being stupid and think you're going to reach success. It's not going to happen. Nephew, niece, it is not cool to be dumb. Nephew, niece, Dr. Yusuf Sabri, I know you're not going to want to do it. I know you might not feel like doing it. But you have to make the short-term sacrifice to reach your long-term goals. Short-term sacrifices to reach your long-term goals. You got to give up something. Might not have to go to that party. Might not go to that event. Might not go to that game. You might go home instead of hanging out a little bit later. You might manage your time a little bit better. Instead of wasting time watching shows, you can spend that time studying and researching. Short-term sacrifice. Because you're going to have to cut something off. You're going to have to cut someone off in order to get where you want to get. What sacrifices are you willing to make? Nephew, niece, Dr. Yusuf Sabri, we spending a lot of time listening to what other people think. We concerned with what he thinks. We concerned with what she thinks. We concerned with what they think. Doing all that, and we stop believing in ourselves. You got to believe in yourself. Put those earplugs in. Don't be concerned with what they're talking about. It's not necessary because it's your journey. So you have to listen to you. You have to believe in you. You have to put yourself and surround yourself with the people who believe like you. Or else you're going to take yourself out the game before you can even play a minute. Put those earplugs in, block those haters out, block those critics out, block those naysayers out, and focus on you. Nephew, niece, Dr. Yusuf Sabri, it's the difference between knowing and doing. You can know all you want. You can know somebody tell you something, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, you know this, you know that. But what are you actually doing? Don't be the individual who knows everything but is doing very little. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you're not doing anything with it, if you're not making progress, then it's just a waste. So don't just be a knower and a doer. Nephew, niece, Dr. Yusuf Sabri, progress check. It's July 1. Where are we? What have we accomplished? January's gone, February's gone, March, April, May, June. Are we reaching our goals? Have we started? Have we fallen off? It's a lot of distractions this month. We got to make sure we lock in and stay focused. Where are we? Nephew, niece, Dr. Yusuf Sabri. I know sometimes it can be overwhelming. The end of the road might seem far, but we just take a little step at a time. The top of the stairs might seem like it may take forever, but you just take a step at a time. A little bit at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't think about the big picture. Just little steps. And then before you know it, you'll be at the end of the road. So don't overwhelm yourself. Don't panic. Don't pressure yourself. Just do a little bit at a time. Nephew, niece, Dr. Yusuf Sabri, you never know what tomorrow has in store for you. So if today is a little rough, It might be better tomorrow. Maybe you can work on it to make it better tomorrow. But don't give up today thinking tomorrow's going to be worse, when tomorrow could be actually better, or the day after that could be better, or the day after that. So don't give up. Don't do nothing silly. Don't do anything stupid where you eliminate yourself. Just focus on the next day. Just do better tomorrow. Work on it tomorrow. Get better tomorrow. Because tomorrow might be that day.